Hello, everybody. This is Darren Redmond from FHT Sports. It is Thursday, November 1st. I hope everyone had a wonderful Halloween. A lot of new fun memories. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I want to talk to you a little bit about the incident in Maryland where a young scholar athlete who wanted nothing more than to honor his passion, his dream of playing collegiate football. His name is Jordan McNair. Played offensive line. Let's hear it from us offensive linemen. And he played at the College of Maryland. He died of heat exhaustion. And this vlog is not about culpability as much as it's about individuals doing the right thing and honor to the institution you work for, to yourself, and most of all to the person who died, who trusted you. We all know that accidents happen, but that's not what this is about. And it's not even really about culpability. It's that we get so bogged down in the weeds and minutia about what did the board say, what did the board not say, what should have the president done right away, and we forget Jordan McNair. We forget that while laughing with his teammates in the locker room, talking about whatever it is a young man with a vibrant future ahead of him has, he walks out on the football field, follows instructions, and dies. Whose fault is it? Was it the trainer? Was it Jordan's? Which, when I hear that, I just listen, because I'm a big believer in listening, but I give that no credence. Why did the college board, say that D J Durkin could go back to work? And President Wallace, why did he then make a decision later on to fire when maybe he could have I don't care. The truth is, we find ourselves in a situation where, can I get sued? And who can I sue? And a young child, young man, who just wanted to play football lies dead. I can speak from some experience as a college coach. I was fortunate enough to work with a man that we used to call Chiz, Professor Chisholm. A wonderful, wonderful man who taught us all so much. Yes, it was Division III. So for all of you people who are so fragile in your own confidence, roll your eyes, go right ahead. Now let's move on. We've learned things from Professor Chisholm that have stayed with us to this day. Professor Chisholm, I know, like many, many other coaches all across America and in the world, would not let this person die. And again, I say that not with culpability. But we played in the early and mid 80s and then the late 80s. We played on AstroTurf in the summer that basically was home carpet on concrete. Two-a-days in August, when two-a-days were two-a-days. And we knew very clearly, because Coach Chiz, head coach Bruce Velosa, Coach Harold, and the rest, we knew that when you were not feeling well, there was nothing wrong with tapping out. That didn't show weakness, it showed intelligence. And we were never, ever, and we thought we were some tough sons of bitches from Brooklyn. We were never put in the situation where we would ever misidentify the difference between not feeling well and not being tough. These guys would go through walls and play while many other people would tap out. But that's totally different than paid professionals identifying when an athlete is not feeling well, not doing all right, struggling to do small, menial tasks. Because it's the small things that bring apart sometimes the most tragic events. You see somebody running 100 and they're not running it in the pace that they normally do. Get out of your intellectual hubris and think the person's lazy. Identify what's wrong. Any coach getting paid a stipend of a sandwich or better would have been able to identify when somebody's not feeling well. That is a cry for help. But at the same time, we lock these young student athletes in where if they say anything, some of these programs, it's a sign of weakness. No, it's not. It's a sign of trust. It's a sign of trust. And DJ Durkin, again, I want to be very clear. I'm not saying you did anything wrong or your staff did anything wrong. But I will tell you this, you should have resigned. You should have resigned. You should have talked to the president of the college, figured something out, and resigned. And if you start to say, well, the board said he didn't do anything wrong, and why should he resign? He has money come. Shame on you. Shame on you. It's about honor. It's about personal honor. Remember, you were put on this earth with your name stamped on you. What does your name say? During the failed Pickett's charge in the Civil War that led to probably the worst loss of the South, the turning point in the Civil War, General Lee offered his resignation to President Jefferson Davis of the Confederacy. Not only because he failed to do his job, but because he put men at risk that he should not have, that it was his fault. That's honor. Horatio Gates, who took the credit that should have went to Benedict Arnold at Saratoga in the Southern Theater, should have been given a position that should have went to Nathaniel Greene. Horatio Gates haphazardly had many American soldiers slaughtered by Cornwallis and ran away on his horse. Disgraceful. And even he offered his resignation to George Washington. Are we so self-absorbed that you cannot offer or tender your resignation when somebody dies on your watch? Professor Chisholm used to talk to us for hours on the field and off the field about honor and about personal accountability, even if it's not your fault, and about fear. I remember one time when it was the first time that I was going to get into a collegiate game, not as a special teams player because of an injury, and I felt a little overwhelmed. I knew I was prepared. I knew that Bruce Filosa, Coach Filosa, head coach, and Professor Chisholm had me ready, but I was feeling anxiety that I was not big enough. And I remember Professor Chisholm, who became my friend, put his arm around me, and he said, "Red," I was called Red even back then. He said, "Red." I don't know. He goes, "Red." He goes, "Do you like bees?" And I'm like, "Bees? What are you talking?" Professor Chiz, what are you talking about? Coach, what are you talking about? Bees. He goes, "Do you like bees?" I go, "No, I don't like bees." He goes, "The bees hurt?" I go, "Yeah, bees hurt." He goes, "How big are bees?" And I got it. He said, "Go be a bee. You know what to do. Hurt that man the right way. Go hurt that man. Dominate him. Be a bee." And you know what? When you're 19 years old and you're playing at a collegiate level for the first time, that stuff makes sense. We always had ice tubs ready. Dolores, our trainer, she got me through so many injuries. Always had ice tubs ready. We always, and I coached Division I softball too, had things ready to address things like heat exhaustion. That should have never have happened. May God rest the soul of Jordan McNair. And God thank you and bless you for bringing me Professor Chisholm. Chiz, we love you.